Hello everyone, welcome to Past Preserver. Today we're looking at this Yard Force outdoor power equipment push mower I bought about a year ago. I said we were going to do an update on it, and this is that update. Briggs & Stratton 675 EXI. I've really had no issues with this engine. 6.75, that's the foot-pounds of torque. It's really like a 4.5 horsepower engine. Seems to have plenty of power for doing most stuff. There are some things I don't like about this mower though. I'll let you in on that right quick here. My number one gripe is this whole chute setup. I just don't like it. If you're doing ditches and you want to keep this open, this here will just catch and fling off and it'll be closed up. The only thing that actually holds this on are these two little hooks. It just slips underneath. I can do this on camera. Right there, and sits down, and this is supposed to kind of press in right here and hold it all together. If you're doing flat stuff, it works okay, but you gotta watch catching anything, especially if you're doing a ditch and this comes up any, it'll just come right off there. Not a huge fan of that. Coming around to the back, this mulching plug, I really haven't run it with it in there because it just kept coming out. As you can see, grass loves to push up on this, build up back here, which is not ideal. Thankfully, this is all plastic, so it's not going to rot out on you. If that was metal, it'd be more concerning. But this just supposed to press in there, stay clicked in. You have this tiny little finger here that you can squeeze on that's holding it in there. But as that thing fills up with grass, it'll just overcome this spring and pop on out of there as I'm mowing. So not the greatest design either. Not a big fan of it. It came with a bagger too, and I haven't used it a whole lot, but I've actually have had decent luck the few times I have used it of it staying on there. You just hook it on like that and you're ready to go. And honestly, I think those are all my biggest gripes, mostly just how the attachments attach on. They just don't stay there like they should. Now, coming underneath, there was a lot of questions about how well the drive mechanism was going to hold up, because there is a metal pulley up here and a belt that goes back to this transmission. And so far, I have had no issues with it. Seems to work fairly well. I need to sharpen these blades. Actually, it might need replaced. I've hit rocks and stuff with this. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. It does get a little bit of grass buildup in there, I'm sure you can see. But nothing has really stopped it from working correctly. Another thing I like about this mower is this piece of plastic isn't what actually holds these front wheels on. Some of the cheaper mowers have this piece of plastic, and that's all there is. There are two little bolts holding this whole front piece on, and then your wheels are just screwed into that. There's actually metal up underneath here that it's attached to, and this is just a cover. Also gives you a very nice grab handle for when you're picking it up and putting it into your truck. This mower is equipped with a deck washout port. I actually haven't used it. I'm just not the biggest fan of putting more water underneath there, but I'm sure it works okay. This here does have an easy access air cleaner. It could probably use it at least blown out, but it seems to be doing its job. Just don't lose your door. It's got two little pegs that go down in there. It just clips on like that. I'm also a giant fan of the giant gas cap. It's really easy to fill it up and see how much fuel you have left in there. Adjusting the deck height on this mower couldn't be easier. Normally on a mower you have individual wheels and they like to go loose on you, and this one will go up higher than that one. Nope, not so on this mower. You come over to this giant grab handle and simply choose where you want it, and it adjusts all four at once. So you want it at 3 inches, or you want it all the way down to 1 inch. It goes up to 7. Now, which is for the really tall stuff. Now we'll move up to the controls. I really like this grab handle being at a contoured angle. You have a nice foam pad for grabbing onto. Couldn't be easier to hold this back And then right here is your drive mechanism. And this is kind of variable. The more you pull on it, the faster it goes, and the less you pull on it, the slower it goes. So really good with matching your speed. And another thing I absolutely love about this mower is the push button start. Simply hold this back and push the start button. Or if you want to use the included leaf blower, you can take the battery off. That's right, this thing uses a 20-volt lithium battery for the starter. Comes with a little charger. I don't know exactly how long it takes to charge. I generally just throw it on the charger when I'm done using the mower, because it normally lives on there. You can bring it over here and use it. And this has two speeds. You have a high and a low. Although I don't know why you'd ever use the low. This is pretty clumpy. Pretty clumpy grass. As you can see, it does work. So it's great for when you get done mowing, you can just blow your clippings off and have your mower ready to go for next time. So if someone else is off using your leaf blower and you don't have the battery, you can still use the normal pull rope. She fires right up. Something I have very mixed feelings on with these newer mowers is just check and add. Don't change your oil. I'm just, the oil looks okay, it smells okay, it's got plenty in it, it hasn't really been burning it. I still recommend changing your oil every now and then. I just don't like the idea of living with that for the life of the mower. Just add a little more as it burns it off. So my overall thoughts on this thing, I really do like it. It has a few little issues that I don't like the parts that attach to it. The leaf blower seems to work okay. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it will blow grass around, as you can see, which sure beats getting a push broom and sweeping it off that way. The electric start is a super nice feature, especially if you have a hard time pulling on these things. Even though this engine starts fairly easy, you might have a bad back or something. The self-propelled mechanism works really well. We'll demonstrate that here in a second when we go mow. And yeah, overall, I like it. I just don't know if it's worth the I think it was $4 or $4.50 I spent on this thing. It just feels a little expensive. I know you're getting a leaf blower and electric start, but I feel like if you're just looking for a push mower without the electric start, without the leaf blower, the self-propelled push mower should be a little bit cheaper. Definitely check on this. I know someone that bought a brand new cheap mower, like the $100 ones, and it just had, like I said, this plastic bit was what the wheels are bolted to. And he used it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and this plastic part broke off on him. Not ideal. Make sure this is all steel underneath here. Well, speak of the devil, I just got a mower in to fix. It needed the card cleaned out. It's up and going now. They had this plastic bin on I was talking about, so I can show you what to look out for. This here has 2 little bolts that hold this whole plastic assembly on, and that's it. What had happened on that, guys, was this plastic broke off, and really the only way to do it would have been to drill a hole all the way through the top here and maybe run a long bolt to hold it back on. But I ended up getting one of that guy's other mowers that was older and built better than this cheap stuff up and running for him. And he's been using that one ever since and forgot about it, the newer one. So I don't recommend that. Look for something that's got steel going all the way up like that. This is all steel up in here. This isn't plastic. I will say this, there's nothing wrong with buying a used mower. They come up for sale quite a bit on the marketplace. There isn't a whole lot to go wrong. People generally fix these things up, flip them, you know, $30 to $80, depending on what it is and how old it is and what your area is. Some places it's cheaper than others. Around here, yeah, that'd still be around a $200 mower, $250 if you were to buy that used, I'd say. And this one here might be, I think, well, this one here Grandpa got it for like $20, and I sold it to the, I actually sold this one to the guy that I'm fixing it for I think $20. You know, I like giving people a good deal when I give them something. This is a little older mower. I think it's a 26, around the 2012 year. So not terribly old, and it still fires up and works great. But I'm just giving you another option if you're here and looking for a brand new mower. There's nothing wrong with an old one. Maybe the one you got in your garage just needs something simple like the carb fixed. Look up the engine. You can do this pretty much with basic tools. You probably need to replace the fuel line if it's been sitting for a while. And just take the bowl off here and shoot some spray up through it. And you can generally clean these carbs out and get them running pretty good again. I'd say about 99% of the push mowers I get in, it's just bad gas has gotten to the carb. It's normally not the engine's junk. Well, sadly, I mowed my yard the other day, so it's not too terrible. We're going to set this down to a really low setting and give this thing a test. Number 1. Now, for the drive control, squeeze a little bit, you can go slow. Squeeze a lot, you can go faster. Guess we better see what we got for clippings, huh, out of that. That was quite a bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a good sized pile of clippings. You got some sticks up in there. So overall, I don't think it's an awful option for a mower, but there are definitely cheaper ones you can get. I think that's going to do it for this video. If you got one of these, let me know what you think of it. How's it been holding up for you? Mine seems to be doing fairly well. I mainly use it for ditches, but there's some spots I can't quite get the riders into. So that'll do it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hit like, hit subscribe.